Sports Talk 1080, the team Orlando's Tuck and O'Neill. Jerry O'Neill, Mike Tuck, got the basketball out. Basketball season. Oh, by the way, you notice the haircut? What do you think? And the 21-year-old polo? Other than that, how are things? I'd have dressed up if I'd known we were doing this today. Let me start by saying this. I was always a big fan of Dwight Howard with the Magic. I will like Dwight Howard less than I do right now at the end of this video. Okay? Now, we'll talk about another former Magic guy we got to know better when he was away from the coaching ranks than here as the coach, Stan Van Gundy. He was asked about instant replay the other night. He's the president, basketball coach of the Pistons. He hates it. He said he'd do away with all of it. Now, Van Gundys are known to probably stretch what the reality of truth is. We always say, well, they're willing to tell what they think, but I don't think he really believes that. But he has said that recently.
No, I think he believes it. If he said it, I think he believes it. I wouldn't doubt that he believes it. Look, there's a trade-off with instant replay. It's a trade-off that I think is unavoidable. And please tell me if I'm wrong on this, but if you have instant replay, you have to deal with delays that are not commonplace in the game previous to instant replay. Period. Right. I mean, it's not ideal. Nobody likes sitting, waiting, and having free timeouts, especially when the replay drags on. But we all like getting the calls right. That's why we do replay. NFL. That's the only reason we do replay is to get the calls right.
NFL has adjusted, and we've adjusted with it. And that is, hey, they're going to look at a replay. Let's get this timeout, get these commercials out of the way. Basketball doesn't do that. You hardly ever see, unless it comes at a time when there is a natural timeout or a timeout called, do we go to the commercial to spare us the length of time that it seems to take. And let's be honest, often when you're looking at replay, there isn't a clear-cut response immediately to the call. And if there is, you still have to check how much time came off the clock. And in the last couple of minutes, sometimes we lack patience. I do too. I mean, and even broadcasters who are former coaches or players lack patience and don't understand it, whether that's, the other Van Gundy, what's his name? Jeff in the NBA, or a guy like Jay Billis for college basketball and ESPN. Not very patient with officiating. But it's here to stay. What they say, what Stan says is, we talk about certain things, but we don't look at fouls. We're willing to allow a bad call on a foul, but we aren't on a change of possession. He knows as well as I do, you're not going to stop the clock and look for replay to correct or change a foul call that might have been phantom.
No, I mean, in some regard, they're all judgment calls because I'm judging whether or not I touched the ball before it went out of bounds, right? But that's much more black and white than saying,
sure,
I think he bumped him when he was in the air and it's a foul call. You can't have everything. And I don't think he wants everything. And I think that's a little sarcasm on his part to say we're not checking everything. Why do we check this? But it's not going away, to your point, because no coach wants to get screwed. No player wants to get screwed because of a bad call late in the game.
I admit now, just a few minutes down the road, I like Dwight Howard less than I did at the beginning of this.
Cool.
I've had it with him. Now, I didn't, quote, protect him. I thought I was objective about Dwight Howard.
You were friendlier to him than most.
I was objective.
In this market.
I was objective.
I'm not saying you weren't. I'm saying you were friendlier to him than most.
Because
Whether you were objective or not, while most people in this market don't like him at all, you were willing to defend him on some levels, objectivity or not. Right. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you were defender of him more than most.
I'm saying as he grows older, his maturity level stays the same. And that's part of the frustration I've always had with him, his immaturity, especially as it pertains to technical fouls. And now he's been suspended by the NBA for a game for touching a referee. Houston wants a number of technical fouls rescinded. He's had a dozen already this year and kicked out of two games back to back. I have no compassion for Dwight's immature moments and like him less right now than I did 15 seconds ago. We're talking O'Neill weekdays 3 to 7 on the radio at Sports Talk 1080 The Team Orlando.